All right, welcome down onto the tech desk. In today's video, we're going to be looking at an accessory for the Xbox Series X, and it is the gstory monitor. You might have seen it on Amazon. It's 4K, and this is the box that it comes in. Okay, we're not going to go too much into the box. There's not much to it. It doesn't mention anywhere on the box sides or back that it says 4K, but it's the GS125XU model, which if you go and have a look it up, they say it's 4K in the listing, everywhere else other than on the box. Bit of stats down the bottom, but we're gonna go through it, okay? So that's the box it comes in, yeah. And in the box, you obviously get the monitor, but you also get this box sort of accessory. So you get all the instruction manual. Probably worth going through that because there's a few menus that you need to play about with. I've got the PS5 version of this as well, and it's exactly the same system, exactly the same kind of operating system, so I didn't need this, so that was pretty easy. You also get a decent length power cable. In fact, to note, there is a way of fudging it where you can draw the power from the Xbox to power the screen. I haven't done that yet. I may do that in a later video, so it's kind of like routing HDMI and USB through to the Xbox to the screen. I haven't done that as yet, but I've seen that it can be done. And you also get yourself a very handy small HDMI cable. This is really useful. And then you get your remote, which comes with a couple of batteries in it. Okay, so it's nice to include the batteries, but this remote is exactly the same as my PS5 version. Okay, so the screen itself, let me go and grab it. Here it is. Now, the first thing, when you take it out of the box, the first thing you will notice is how light it is. It feels really, really light. It's 821 grams or 1.8 pounds. So there's not much to it, but it feels like a decent quality. It feels quite plasticky, but there's one thing about this I really want to take note of, and it's the hinge, okay? So this clips onto the back of your Xbox, which we'll go through in a second, and the screen folds up and down. When you're folding that, it's really good. It kind of sits where it should every time you place it. So as far back it goes about that far back, because I'll explain why when you've got your Xbox here, you don't need to go back much further than that. But when you're moving it, it just stays where you want it to. It feels really good. And then when you fully close it, it snaps in. So the hinge on this is excellent. I'm going over it then. So this is the bit that actually sits on your Xbox. There's not much to it here really. Apart from here, you can see the fan a little bit easier. So it kind of like draws air out through there. And then on the top here, we have the menu system. So we have an on-off button here. We have left and right, which is kind of like your volume without doing anything. Enter, source, and menu. And then if we flip it over, a few more bits on the back here. A couple of headphone ports there, 3.5 in there, so you can have two headphones plugged up to it. A couple of speakers. Do you know what? They're okay, the speakers. We'll do a sound test later, but for the purpose of this is going to be for traveling. So if you're going to want to take this away, it's not going to be for serious gaming. If you're going to be serious gaming, you're going to be on a nice big 4K monitor. But for taking away with you, for traveling, these speakers are ideal. Or you're just going to use the headphones, aren't you? And then at the back, that's where the fan is. That's where the air shoots out the back there. And then if we look over here, it's where we have the HDMI. So we have the power in there, and we have HDMI 4K at 60 or 4K at 30. Okay, so you can plug either one you want in there. I've just been plugging it into 4K 30, and you can also plug something else in. So when you press the source button over here, you can change it. So you can have something else plugged in here. So if you're maybe working with your Xbox and your laptop in, let's say, a hotel room, you want to play your Xbox, you ping it over that, you just change the source over there, and you can have your laptop running off it as well. So it's excellent that it has the dual as well. So the screen is 12.5 inches across. It's 3,840 by 2,160, which is 4K. Now I'm going to fit it to the Xbox, and it's dead simple. So you've got 4 pins here that fit into the vents on here, and you have this bit here which clips into this vent here. Dead simple. So if I do this for you, what you're going to need to do is put the Xbox down this way on its rubber feet, and then so we're going to put these 4 here into here like this, and this bit here into here, and then like so, and then just push it and then slide it, and you're done. You're in. Okay, look at how well that fits. Even got the gstory logo lined up with the Xbox logo there. It's a lovely fit. So this is a view from the top. This is a view from the top of the Xbox or the side of the screen, and then we have the, close this, let me see the bottom of it, and then over there to the other side. And then if we flip it all the way over, we can see all of the ports. You have access to all of the ports in there. Your HDMI is going to go in there. What we're saying about the short HDMI, so if I plug this into there, like that, perfect length for it to go into there. And then if we flip it over and then around, there we go. Okay, so this shot isn't the best angle for me to show you what it's like for the gaming with the screen and stuff, so we'll just flick over and we'll get it booted up. So much better angle here. I've got my Xbox here, we've got the screen still attached. I've connected it via HDMI to the second port, which is the 4K 60. And I wanted to say, before I turn anything on, I wanted to show you. So at the moment, if I press the menu button on the controller, nothing happens. You get a little menu pop up there. Nothing happens. Okay, so the Xbox is off. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn the Xbox on. So the Xbox is now firing up. And I wanted to show you. There we go. Okay, so the screen turns on itself without doing anything. As long as you've just powered up your Xbox, the screen will power off. And then if I show you this as well, if I go to power and then I turn off the Xbox. So if I turn off the Xbox, you can still see I've still got a little bit of power to the screen, a little bit of power as it's booting down. Probably another flash on the Xbox. So still a power there, still power. Okay, the Xbox is off. So if I press this again, there we go, the screen is off. So the screen does power up and down with the Xbox, which is really nice. Next up, I'm just going to whip through a few of the settings. Okay, so I've got my remote here, and all you're going to do is press menu, and then I'm just going to show you this. You've got fast set, so you can control your brightness, control volume, color, temperature, then your picture set, and you can change all of these settings down here. So brightness, contrast, sharpness, black level, DCR, eco, low blue, noise reduction, color, temperature, and more. And then you can go down, you can set the sound, so you can set the treble, bass, balance, then you can mute it, and the volume's currently at 84. And then you have a general, so you have your input source, your FreeSync, your on-screen display, the HDR, the auto power saving, the language, OSD timeout, fan, and reset. Okay, so loads and loads of menu settings for this. Next up, what we're going to do is we're going to do a sound test. So I've got the microphone sat behind the camera, and remember the two speakers, they're on the back of this monitor, on the back. So it's around, I'd say about 60 centimeters away. But remember, again, the speakers are far enough, and I've got it on mute at the moment. So what we're going to do is going to do a quick sound test. I've put the volume up to 100, and I'm going to unmute it, and we'll jump into a game of Forza. Okay, so as you can tell, quite loud. Let's get into some engine noises. So as you can tell, that is quite loud. In fact, it's too loud for me at this distance. I would be knocking this down. So resounding, yes, for the speakers. The speakers sound fantastic. Right, so what we're going to do here now is I'm just going to spend a couple of seconds just driving around a little bit just so you can see the quality of the screen. I know it's not going to come across on camera as well as it could do in person. For me, sat here about, like I said, about 60 centimeters away from the screen, it looks fantastic, and I hope that comes across on camera. So let's just have a couple of seconds driving around. that was my look at this then, the gstory integrated monitor, the GS125XU. This is ideal for someone who goes about traveling around, doesn't maybe have access to a monitor or a TV. I'll leave links down in the description of the kind of like more of the specifications, because there will be some questions about that which I'll answer down there. Probably the main problem with this is it only goes down to 8 milliseconds response time, which is okay. But if you're going to be taking it seriously, you're probably going to want to be faster than that. And the thing is, if you're going to take it seriously, you're not going to be doing gaming on a 12.5-inch monitor, are you? You need to kind of be getting a bigger one. So this is perfect for someone who's traveling, and yes, it does fit in the gstory travel case that I've looked at before on the channel. So it's a really good solution for anyone who wants to travel, a nice compact way of having kind of decent-ish speakers and a decent-ish screen. Links down below where you can get hold of this. Do like, do subscribe. Until the next video. Bye-bye.